Latinos are the next oppressed in line.
Yeah.
The Latinos can't wait for black people's oppression to be over, so they can move up the oppression ladder. They're like, good, now it's us. But I'm not sure I'm ready to vote for President Rodrigo. And another thing, here's why Latinos and Asians are going to have a tough time moving up the slots. I'll tell you exactly why. Why? They have not yet chosen a color. They're too specific. Do you understand? So whatever anybody calls you, like if you're Puerto Rican or if you're Mexican or you're Cuban, a lot of people don't know this because we group them all into the same thing. You have to be quite worldly and you have to give a damn to know this whole Latino situation.
Right.
First of all, every racial group, if you didn't know this, has the white part, the part that's the white people,
right.
The part that they don't like. Like Asians, it's Japanese. They don't like the average of all the other Asians don't like Japanese people because they're like the
high
oppressor.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ask it. Call it Chinese
You
person,
can
Japanese, and
look
see what
at
you get.
any karate flick with Bruce Lee is always there's Chinese dogs, and they don't, and the samurai are oppressing the Chinese people,
Yeah.
kicking their sign in the
You
air.
didn't know that, did you, white guys? You're floating above the planet Earth. Stunt brain with that.
Never heard
Interesting,
that.
Negroes. And let me tell you what Stunt Brain did. Stunt Brain's gonna go and buy 12 books on the subject. He will never not know less than a black dude about nothing. Stunt Brain is gonna read 10 books tomorrow about samurais. Not sure, Negroes, but I will see. He started thinking like a Chinese movie. And here's the thing about Hispanics. I'm telling you, all other races, if you want to be the next oppressed as soon as we're over, as soon as we get upgraded to at least sharing the earth with white people, sharing power, because I'm very ready to be racist. And ultimately, I want to be in charge of racism after this, because white guilt has just destroyed y'all.
Secretary of Racism.
No, president of racism. Here's what white people can keep. You can keep outer space, and you can keep the ocean. You can keep anywhere where I ain't going. You can keep anywhere. You can keep mountain climbing. You can keep zoos. Like catching things that don't need to be caught. You can do that. And then you can also keep crab fishing.
What about parapsychology?
Wait a minute. Then for some reason, I have to turn on the TV every day and see what a tough job it is to catch crabs. I don't want to feel guilty when I buy my trout, to be quite honest with you. I don't want to know that some guy fell in the ocean and died from my whiting or my tuna.
Crab legs.
Really?
Deadliest catch.
Deadliest catch. I'm an orphan. I'm orphaned because my dad died.
Dipping crab
catching
legs
a
in
lobster.
butter.
That's a crab fest at Red Lobster.
You know
People are dying.
I'm going to do the cross across my chest.
Every time I dip a crab leg in butter.
The Mexican Oh Dios Mios cross, every time I order endless ribs and bread basket with a side of king crab legs. Who asked you to do that? Okay? Ice trucker? Y'all can keep ice trucking? Here's what white people can keep. I'm in charge of racism.
Aren't we sharing? You're just giving us
I'm
stuff?
letting you have stuff that you already have. So if we're upgrading, that means
You don't have to worry about
we have
that.
to div it up.
So basically, white people can keep the Discovery Channel.
White people can keep A&E, the Discovery Channel. You can keep biographies. What we get, we absolutely get racism. We get to keep, because we're going to be good at it. When black people are upgraded to no more oppressed, and don't let me lose this point because I'm going to let other races know how to move up to the ladder. Quite frankly, Latinos are absolutely next in line. I know gays want to be next.
So it's like the deli, and everybody's got a number,
Yes.
and the Latinos have
Yes.
number 2, and
Yes.
they're next.
White people have been doing what they do really at the deli standing there thinking way too long and holding us up.
Let me taste this. Let me get a sample.
Not caring who's behind them.
Let me sample the honey glazed turkey.
And now your number's been called, finally.
I don't know. Oh, my goodness.
How much is the coleslaw? How is that a pound?
Everybody's in the back, and they're not paying attention. White people never pay attention to black people's... Excuse me, can I just ask a quick question, please? No. All right. So for about a good 512 years, y'all been taste testing the beef. All right. Now, as soon as we get our turn, white people, you will not be moved away. You will not be ostracized. Right. You can keep, like I said, we get racism because we're going to be good at it. And we're not clouded by guilt. If you're Arab, you are not to work at the airport. It's a simple thing. For president of racism, no, and it's not going to be any like
no
tricky things.
No explanation.
It's gonna, here's what the press conference is going to be. Ladies and gentlemen, president of racism, Patrice O'Neal. Arabs are not allowed to work at the airport.
But excuse me, why not?
I'll tell you why. Because you're Arab.
That's not fair.
Ladies and gentlemen, you will be allowed to work in the outer things at the airport. You're not allowed. You can work at the mini McDonald's that gets shipments of their stuff from the bigger McDonald's. So there's a lot of cold burgers and stuff that are sitting there. They don't actually cook anything. They get it from the giant McDonald's inside. You can work at the mini McDonald's, the mini duty free. You cannot do any security. You can't. I'm sorry, Arabs. It's fair enough. This is President Racist Patrice. And you're not allowed to go anywhere near bags. Now, especially, you're not allowed to decide whether my ID is good or not. But we won't even go there. Now, white people, here's our thing. What would you like? This is what I propose. Because black people get to be racist now. We get to be the cops. But here's the deal I'll sign this for you. We are not to get revenge once we take all the civil service jobs. We must put out white people fires as black firemen. We mustn't profile white people. We have to stop them if they commit a crime. And we have to listen to them, and we have to no plungers, no beatings for no reason,
walkie antennas,
and no happy tasering, and no. We actually have to be fair, okay? That's the thing. So we're going to be in charge of all possible oppressive forces. All right. White people get to keep outer space. You get to keep piloting. You can keep flying planes because I do not trust anybody but an old white man flying my plane. You can keep anything that has to do with the ocean.
Ocean biography,
biology,
giant squid,
anything.
All that.
How's that as a deal? Fair enough? Now, go ahead.
Can we keep the CEOs?
Can we? What?
Well,
Sam? What did
Sam,
you say?
didn't you pick a color?
I'm sorry.
You said you'd shoot me otherwise.
Wait a minute. Isn't that pen still standing up in your hair?
All right. Well, then
Can white people keep CEO?
Yeah. Nah. You gotta divvy that up.
That's the ivory white tower.
Yeah.
Yes, because black people need to learn how to actually sneakily destroy the earth. So yes, white people can stay there because we still got to understand Wall Street and all that stuff. Once we're done with that, you got to go.
We get VPs though, man.
But it's not hostile. You'll get a package. You'll get some type of settlement.
You get a golden parachute.
You'll get some type of reparations for having to leave.
A trip to space, which we now own exclusively. Is what
wait
you're
a minute. Hold on. Ken the Asian is on the phone. I'm sorry, Ken.
Yeah, what's up, man?
How are you? I'm sorry. I made a mistake. You said you disagree with me as far as what?
As far as Asians and Latinos not having a group, dude, I gotta tell you, I look like a big-ass, scary Puerto Rican that's just tattooed out. I look like I'll steal your hubcaps and rape your pretty little white wife.
Really?
And nigga, I'm the nicest guy in the world. But let me tell you, you want to talk about getting lumped in with everybody else? Carlos Mencia said, if you are not white in America, you are a nigger. And he is not lying. I get profiled.
Wait, sorry, wait a minute. You can't say it anymore.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Go ahead. You can't. He said, if you're not white, you're an N-word in this country. That's what my man Ken said. But no, what I'm saying, Ken, I didn't say that Asians. Here's the problem with. Thanks for the call too. Here's the problem that I have with the other oppressed groups who are trying to move up the ladder. Okay, gays are out, and I'm gonna tell you why. You're not the next up the ladder because you can decide not to be that. I don't care if you're born that way, if you this, you can go, I'm not gay. There's no one that can go, no matter how they feel, I'm not what I am. Asians can't go, I'm not Asian. Blacks can't go, I'm not black. Puerto Ricans can't go, I'm not Puerto Rican. Maybe Puerto Ricans.
Puerto Ricans, there are
some Latinos that can do that.
Pass
but at some point you're going to hear that long at the end of something. But your problem is why you're not moving up the oppression ladder. You have to pick one thing to be. You have to take a color. You have to take a thing. I don't know what you have to do, but you can't be separate. Because here's what I learned about Puerto Ricans. All the other Puerto Ricans hate them.
Yeah.
Mexicans, Cubans.
Commonwealth.
They can't stand Puerto Ricans because they don't have to swim here.
And they're citizens.
They're citizens automatically, and they make sure the other ones know it.
Yeah.
Look at your wet fingers. You see Mexicans and Puerto Ricans, you see the war they have in boxing? You see how hard they fight each other in boxing? It's a patriotic thing. It's the fight of the century when the top Mexican and the top Puerto Rican fight. And you know who wins? The Mexicans have won that all the time. You know why? Puerto Ricans are getting soft because they are here.
They reap
and
the
they're
benefits.
accepted. And they don't have to fight to be here. Just like black people getting soft. Yeah. We used to be the baddest. Oh, we were bad in the ring. Yeah. At some point, I heard Jews could fight.
Yeah. When they were... Any good fighter comes up out of a great ghetto.
I don't know. I couldn't believe that, but there were some Jews who could beef at some point. Yeah. Black people used to be able to... We ran boxing.
Yeah.
Now we shooting. But we used to be great with the fists at some point.
It's poverty. Poverty makes great fighters. That's why you got all them Russians.
Puerto Ricans can fight. Because you see the dudes with the boxing glove tattoos on their neck and the whole thing. But right now, Mexicans are the baddest dudes. But let me tell you...
Russians, too, though.
The next in line, Latinos, you're not going to really get to reap the benefits of full oppression till you join together and pick a color that I can completely put you all in a
generalization.
Lump.
Broad base.
One where I can make a sweeping generalization.